7 minutes left, Boston up 4, the TD Garden crowd already standing for the closeout. The Celtics, the team that made 24 threes the game before, a franchise playoff record, had just put another miss on the rim. They would not make another shot for the rest of the game. 16 straight misses, 3 of 22 from the field in the fourth quarter, 11 points scored in 12 minutes by an offense that had set a franchise playoff record 48 hours earlier. 32-0, that was Boston's franchise record when up 3 games to 1 in a playoff series. 32-0 until last night. Let's start with Game 4, April 26th, TD Garden, Boston up 2 games to 1. The Celtics make 24 three-pointers. 24. A franchise playoff record, the most threes Boston had ever made in a single postseason game. The series goes to 3 games to 1. Boston walks off the floor 1 win away from the second round. Now, what was Philadelphia doing on defense in Game 4? Standard drop coverage, Joel Embiid sat in the mid-paint not below the dotted circle. The on-ball defender went under the screen, the corner helped Doug at the roller before recovering to the kickout. Boston's offense had spent the series feasting on that decision tree. The drive collapses the help digs at the roll man, the kickout finds the corner finds the wing shoots an open 3. 24 times in Game 4 that decision tree ended in a clean look. Above the break or the corner, catch and rise. 24 made threes is not luck, it is a coverage that allowed open shooters to catch and shoot in rhythm. Philadelphia walked off the floor in Game 4 with a single conclusion on their chalkboard. The drop has to go deeper, the help has to stay home, the kickout window has to close. 2 days to install it. That installation is what Game 5 is, not a different effort, not a different rotation, a different geometry. Boston made 24 threes on Sunday, a franchise playoff record. Philadelphia spent 48 hours making sure that exact shot was unavailable on Tuesday. The same offense against a different chalkboard missed 28 of 39. Game 5, April 28th, same building, 2 nights later. Boston led by 4 with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They were 3 minutes of basketball away from closing the series. Then the chalkboard ran the clock out. 11 points. The Celtics scored 11 points in the entire fourth quarter. 3 of 22 from the field, 13.6%. 16 straight misses across the final 7 minutes of regulation. 11 of 39 from 3 for the game, 28.2%. Final score, Philadelphia 113, Boston 97. The series cut to 3-2. Now, what was Philadelphia doing on defense in Game 5? The deepest drop coverage of Joel Embiid's season. That is not a soft adjective, it is a measured one. Embiid sat below the free throw line on every Boston pick and roll. He sat almost to the dotted circle. He surrendered the long contested pull-up to choke the paint and the floater zone. A deep drop is a dare. It says, take the long pull-up, take the late clock 30-footer. Anything but the floater, anything but the layup, anything but the corner 3. Boston took the dare. The shot chart for the fourth quarter is a wall of long 2s and contested 3s from above the break. Exactly the shots the Sixers' chalkboard wanted on the menu. The personnel switch sealed it. Philadelphia put Tyrese Maxey on the primary ball handler and the matchup that guarded Derek White onto the secondary. A switch built to add foot speed pressure on the catch and rerun the same long pull-up dare with even less daylight. 16 straight misses is the box score artifact. The structural reality is simpler. The chalkboard told Boston what shots to take. Boston took them. The rim kept the rebound. 3 of 22 in a closeout fourth quarter is not a slump. It is a coverage working at design capacity for 12 consecutive minutes against an offense that did not adjust. 2 games, 2 days apart. Same starting 5, same building, same crowd, same officiating crew. Boston did not change one personnel piece. The chalkboard changed every personnel piece around them. Compare the 2 columns. Game 4, Boston three-pointers made 24, a franchise playoff record. Game 5, Boston three-pointers made 11 out of 39 attempts. Game 4, Boston closed the fourth quarter on a closeout to your shooting line. Game 5, 3 of 22, 11 points. Same roster, same rim, different chalkboard. The historical anchor is doing structural work here. 32 consecutive Boston playoff series leading 3-1 ended in series wins for Boston, every single one. The 33rd was the first miss in the entire franchise's playoff history. 32-0 became 32-1. That is not a coincidence inside variance. That is a coverage that had not been deployed at this depth before this series. The thesis sharpens. The Sixers did not outscore Boston. They outscripted Boston. They handed the Celtics a menu of long contested pull-ups. Boston ate the menu for 12 straight minutes. 24 makes on Sunday became 11 of 39 on Tuesday. Boston did not change. Philadelphia did. A defense decided what shots Boston was allowed to take. That is the lesson the box score is hiding. The box score says cold shooting night. The chalkboard says installed coverage. Those are not the same sentence. One survives Game 6, the other does not. The defense Philadelphia ran on Tuesday is portable to Friday. The cold shooting night is not. A team that broke a franchise record on Sunday could not score for 7 minutes on Tuesday because the chalkboard between those two nights was redrawn. So here is the question the data is forcing. Was the 7-minute drought a temperature problem or was it a geometry problem? The honest steelman, and we have to take it seriously, sounds like this. Cold shooting nights happen. Boston was the league's most efficient regular season offense. They will revert. Game 6 in Philadelphia is a coin flip with a heavily favored coin. The 16 straight misses is a once-a-decade tail outcome. The chalkboard story is post hoc. The Celtics close in Game 6. The streak resumes. 32-1 becomes a footnote, not a thesis. That is the book Boston will sell to their own locker room before Game 6. On its own terms, it is reasonable. The problem is that the 16 misses are not a tail outcome inside an unchanged distribution. They are the modal outcome inside a different distribution, the one Philadelphia installed on Tuesday. Embiid's drop depth is observable on tape. He sat below the free throw line on every Boston pick and roll, seeding the long pull-up to choke the paint. The personnel switch is observable on the box score. Maxey took the primary, White's match took the secondary. The shot chart confirms the diet. Long pull-ups, late clock contested threes, and nothing at the rim. 11 points in a fourth quarter is not shooting variance. It is the box score signature of a coverage that holds for 12 consecutive minutes against an offense that does not adjust. Game 6 will not look like Game 4. Game 6 will look like Game 5 unless Boston rebuilds the off-ball action that creates the corner three before the kickout window closes. So here is the verdict. Boston had two interpretations to choose from after Game 5. Cold shooting night, regression awaits, run it back, or coverage installation, shot diet collapse. The chalkboard has to be answered before Friday. The numbers are not subtle. 11 points in a fourth quarter on 3 of 22 shooting against the deepest drop coverage of an All-NBA center's season is not a temperature problem. It is a geometry problem. The streak that ended last night ended because Philadelphia drew a new geometry. There are 3 layers to the geometry Philadelphia drew. Layer 1, the deep drop. Embiid sat below the free throw line on every Boston pick and roll. The paint closed. The floater died. Layer 2, the Maxey and White personnel switch. Foot speed pressure on the catch. The kickout window shrank to a window with a hand in it. Layer 3, the late clock contested perimeter. The remaining shot Boston was allowed to take. 11 of 39, 16 straight misses. 3 coverage layers, 1 menu. Boston ordered every single thing on it for 12 straight minutes. The first franchise history loss when leading 3-1 in a series is not a coincidence. It is the box score signature of a defense that solved a record-setting offense in 48 hours. The chalkboard caught up, it always does. Game 6 is in Philadelphia on Friday. The Sixers know the chalkboard works. Boston knows the chalkboard works. The question is whether the Celtics coaching staff can install a counter in less time than Philadelphia took to install this. 2 nights, 1 adjustment. We will see whose pencil moves first. Next episode of Chalk Tactics, we open the chalkboard on a different conference, a different coverage, and a different generational stat. The kind that rewrites a record book in a single playoff run. Until then,